Even though shonen can be derived from its formulaic nature, it still remains one of the most popular anime genres. That's largely due to the fact that most series know what they are best at and stick to it. Impressive fight scenes, strong and often likable character archetypes, and powerful stories surrounding themes of friendship, family, and being an all-around decent person. Over the years, there's been no shortage of impressive shonen anime, thanks both to Shonen Jump and its many competitors. It's a hot debate in anime fandom as to which titles are at the top. However, the best titles are sure to offer something unique. That's why in today's video, we are going to look at top 25 best shonen animes of all time. So without any further ado, let's start with our list. On the 25th number, the anime name is Magi. 14 years ago, mysterious buildings called as dungeons started to rise in various places around the world. Within these dungeons, powerful beings called as jinns rule over. When a person successfully conquers the dungeon, the jinn offers their immense strength in the form of metal vessels, recognizing him or her as a worthy king candidate. Adventurers from many empires and kingdoms venture into these dungeons in search of their bountiful treasures and the power of jinns. However, to travel through them is not an easy task. And only Magi, legendary magicians who choose kings and develop countries, can guide people through. After being trapped in a room for most of his life, a young Magi named as Alladin finally sets out on a journey to explore the world along with his friend, a jinn named as Ugo, who he can summon from his flute. Through a series of faithful encounters, Alladin meets new various friends and allies, and together they begin an adventure that will change the fate of the world. On the 24th number, the anime name is Dororo. Gruesome and cruel would be the first words when you watch Dororo. The anime is an adaptation of the manga of the same name. This manga was written and illustrated by Tezuka Osamu. The story revolves around a boy who lost all of his body parts to a demon. But luck was in his favor and he somehow managed to survive. Then he begins his excursion to have all of his body parts back that were sold by his father. Yup, his father sold all of his body parts to a demon for the well-being of his village, which was under his control. If we look at it in one way, his decision can be justified, but other way we can also disagree with him. It's a matter of choices and morals. This anime is heart-touching, emotional, and filled with action, just like any other shonen anime. On the 23rd number, the anime name is Hajime no Ippo. It's time for a revolutionary sports anime, Hajime no Ippo. It is a boxing-based anime adapted from the manga of the same name. This manga was written and illustrated by George Morikawa. The story is about a high school student Ippo and his journey as a boxer. We come to know about his boxing career as he defeats more and more opponents on his way. Hajime no Ippo first aired on 3rd October of 2000. Thus you can see that it's pretty old. But a lot of fans still consider it as one of the best sports anime to ever come out. This anime revolutionized the sports genre and gave it a new direction. So if you like your sports or boxing type of anime, then this shonen will entertain you no matter what. On the 22nd number, the anime name is Noragami. Noragami is an anime adapted of a manga of the same name. This manga was written and illustrated by Ada Chitoka. It's about a god named as Yato who has almost all followers. He tries his level best to gain as many followers as he can so that he can have his own shrine. In order to gain followers, he does odd jobs of them, which gave him the title of Delivery God. In this journey, he comes across a girl named as Hiyori and a boy named as Yukine. Now Yato and his friends battle all of the fears and problems that his followers have. This anime has a great blend of comedy and action. So if you like both of these themes, then this shonen might be for you. On the 21st number, the anime name is Food Wars. This anime breaks the stereotypes of typical shonen. Food Wars is an anime adaptation of a manga of the same name. It is written by Tsukuda Yuto and Morisaka Yuki and illustrated by Saiki and Shun. The story revolves around Soma Yukihira and his journey in Tutsuki Culinary Academy. This academy is known for its extreme lifestyle. Only the best of the best chefs can survive in this academy. Can Soma and his fellow classmates have their sweet dream come true? This is one of the most interesting concepts of a shonen anime. It gave a new direction to the shonen genre, thus you can have a unique experience watching Food Wars. On the next number, the anime name is Assassination Classroom. Tucked in the mountains near the elite Kunugigaoka Middle School lies a small derelict building that houses the delinquents and dropouts of Class 3E. Looked down upon their peers, the student in their class appears to have a little hope in advancing their academic careers. That is, until the national government tasks them with eliminating the greatest threat to the planet, their new teacher. Having already destroyed the moon, the octopus-like professor dubbed as Koro-sensei has now threatened to destroy the earth by March of the following year. In light of their mission, the students have found that killing him is easier said than done. Not only can Koro-sensei move at the speed of Mach 20, but he can also resist almost every earthly weapon. Through trial and error, Nagisa Shiota as well as the other students of Class 3E must figure out Koro-sensei's weaknesses. And they need to do it fast as the very fate of the world depends on them. On the 19th number, the anime name is Tokyo Revengers. Takemichi Hanagaki's second year of middle school was the highest point in his life. He had respect, a gang of friends he could count on, and even a girlfriend. But that was 12 years ago. Today, he's nobody, a washed-up non-entity made fun of by the childrens and always forced to apologize to his younger boss. But he gets hit with a sudden news report of Tokyo Manji's gang's cruel murder of the only girlfriend that he has ever had, alongside her brother, only adds up to the insult to injury. Half a second before the train ends his pitiful life for good, Takemichi flashes back to the same day 12 years ago, when he was still dating Hinata Tachibana. It seems as though Takemichi can alter the flow of time, given the chances to prevent his ex-girlfriend's tragic death at the hands of Tokyo Manji gang. Takemichi decides to fly through the time to change the course of the future. On the next number, the anime name is To Your Eternity. An orb known as Only It is cast to Earth to be observed from afar. Capable of changing forms and being whose reflection it captures, it first becomes a rock and then, due to the rising temperature, a moss. It does not move until one snowy day. A wolf at death's door barely crosses by when it takes the animal's form and it attains awareness of its consciousness and starts to wander with an unclear destination in the mind. Soon, it comes across the wolf's master, a young boy waiting for his tribe to return from the paradise abundant with fish and fruit in the south. Although the boy is lonely, he still hopes those whom he holds dear in his memories have not forgotten him and that he will reunite with them one day. The boy wants to explore new surroundings and decides to abandon his home with it to find the paradise using the traces of his tribe left behind. However, with a heavily injured body and no sign of his elder comrades, What will become of the boy? Fumetsu no Anatae tells the story of an immortal being experiencing humanity, meeting all types of people in many places throughout the time.
It's astounding! This mortal really is something else. Look at that brilliant form. There can be no doubt. This is autonomous Ultra Instinct!
On the next number, the anime name is Dragon Ball franchise. Dragon Ball is an anime adaptation of a manga of the same name. This manga was written and illustrated by Akira Toriyama. The story revolves around Goku and his adventures on the Earth. He comes across many villains that plans on destroying the Earth, but Goku ensures Earth and safety by beating those villains. The anime served as an inspiration for many creators as it was started a long time ago. The anime was the first anime for millions of people and a place where many people shifted from TV series to anime. This anime revolutionized the shonen genre forever. Dragon Ball Z was a dynamic package that shaped the anime industry for the better. So if you haven't seen this anime, my man, now is your time.
ジャックらしい魅力的な主人公。それさえできれば次は必ずショーに入る。
それが連載する一番の近道ですか。
On the 16th number, the anime name is Bakuman. As a child, Moritaka Mashiro dreamed of becoming a mangaka, just like his childhood hero and uncle Taro Kawaguchi, creator of a popular gag manga. But when tragedy strikes, he gives up on his dream and spends his middle school days studying, aiming to become a salaryman instead. One day, his classmates Akito Takagi, the school's top student and aspiring writer, notices the detailed drawing in Moritaka's notebooks. Seeing the vast potential of his artistic talents, Akito approaches Moritaka, proposing that they become mangaka together. After much convincing, Moritaka realizes that if he is able to create a popular manga series, he may be able to get the girl that he has crush on, Miho Azuki, to take part in the anime adaptations as a voiceover actor. Thus, the pair begins creating manga under the pen name Muto Ashirogi, hoping to become the greatest mangaka in Japan, the likes of which no one has ever seen. On the next number, the manga name is Black Clover. Asta and Yuno were abandoned at the same church on the same day. Raised together as children, they came to know of the Wizard King, a title given to the strongest mage in the kingdom, and promises that they would compete against each other for that position of the next Wizard King. However, as they grew up, the stark difference between them became evident. While Yuno is able to wield magic with amazing powers and controls, Asta cannot use magic at all and desperately tries to awaken his powers by training physically. When they reach the age of 15, Yuno is bestowed in a spectacular grimoire with a 4-leaf clover, while Asta receives nothing. While fighting a guy, unleashing his inner emotions in a rage, Asta receives a 5-leaf clover grimoire, a black clover, giving him enough power of anti-magic. A few days later, the two friends head out in the world, both seeking the same goal, to become the Wizard King.
領域展開無料空所
On the next number, the anime name is Jujutsu Kaisen. Idly indulging in a baseless paranormal activities with an occult club, high schooler Yuji Tadori spends his days at either the club room or the hospital, where he visits his bedridden grandfather. However, this leisurely lifestyle soon takes off a turn in a strange way when he unknowingly encounters a cursed item, triggering a chain of supernatural occurrences and events. Yuji finds himself suddenly thrust into a world of curses, dreadful beings formed from human malice and negativity. After swallowing the said item, it is revealed to be a finger belonging to the demon Sukuna Ryomen, the king of curses. Yuji experiences firsthand the threat these curses pose to society as he discovers his own newfound powers. Introduced to the Tokyo Metropolitan Jujutsu Technical High School by Gojo, he begins to walk down a path from which he cannot return, the path of Jujutsu sorcerers.
ルルーシュビ・ブリタニアが命じる。今すぐこの場にて死ぬがよい。
On the 13th number, the anime name is Code Geass. In the year 2010, the Holy Empire of Britannia is establishing itself as dominant military nation, starting with the conquest of Japan. Renamed to Area 11 after its swift defeat, Japan has seen significant resistance against these tyrants in an attempt to regain independence. Lulus Lamperg, a Britannian student, unfortunately finds himself caught in a crossfire between the Britannian and the Area 11 rebel armed forces. He is able to escape though, however, thanks to the timely appearance of a mysterious girl named as Cece, who bestows upon him the Geass, the power of kings. Realizing the vast potential of his newfound power, the power of absolute obedience, Lelouch embarks upon a perilous journey as a masked vigilant known as Zero, leading to a merciless onslaught against Britannian forces in order to get revenge once and for all. On the 12th number, the anime name is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yes, I am sure you saw this coming a mile away. It's a bit amusing seeing the similarities between Hunter x Hunter of 2011 and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Both series are the second anime adaptation of the same manga source material, and most fans prefer them over the first adaptations. So with 64 episodes, how did this Bones production rule the shonen world? It's been 10 years and it's still the #1 anime overall on my anime list. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has no major weaknesses whatsoever. Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric are top tier main characters, and the same goes for its many supporting characters like Roy Mustang, Riza Hawkeye and Winry Rockbell. Studio Bones didn't hold back with the animation either, which is only fitting given how bombastic Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood gets. And if the animation and characters don't hook you in, the story definitely will. On the 11th number, the anime name is Haikyuu. Ever since having witnessed the little giant and his astonishing skills on the volleyball court, Shoya Hinata has been bewitched by the dynamic nature of the sport. Even though his attempt to make his rebirth as a volleyball regular during a middle school tournament went up in flames, he longs to prove that his less than impressive height ceases to be an hindrance in the face of his sheer will and perseverance. When Hinata enrolls in Karasuno High School, he believes that he is one step closer to his goal of becoming a professional volleyball player, although the school only retains the shadow of its former glory. Hinata's conviction isn't shaken until he learns of Tobio Kageyama, the prodigy who humiliated Hinata's middle school volleyball team in a crushing defeat, and who is now his teammate. To fulfill his desire of leaving a mark on the realm of volleyball, so often regarded as the domain of the tall and the strong, Hinata must smooth out his differences with Kageyama. Only when Hinata learns what it takes to be a part of a team will he be able to join the race of the top in earnest.
アンモニア取りに行くぞ。おや。
アンモニ
アンモニアゲット。
ア。だからそれをルイネに飲ます気か。
On the 10th number, the anime name is Dr. Stone. After 5 years of harboring unspoken feelings, high schooler Taiju Oki is finally ready to confess his feelings to Yuzuriya. Just when Taiju begins his confession, however, a blinding green light strikes the earth and petrifies mankind around the world, turning every single human into stone. Several millennia later, Taiju awakens to find a modern world completely non-existent. As nature has flourished in the years, humanity stood still. Among a stone world of statues, Taiju encounters one other living human, his science-loving friend Senku, who has been active for few months. Taiju learns that Senku has developed a grand scheme to launch the complete revival of civilization with science. Taiju's brawn and Senku's brains combine to forge a formidable partnership, and they soon uncover a method to revive thus petrified. However, Senku's master plan is threatened when his ideologies are challenged by those who are awakened. All the while, the reason for mankind's petrification remains unknown.
だよな。
On the 9th number, the anime name is One Punch Man. The seemingly unimpressive Saitama has a rather unique hobby, being a hero. In order to pursue his childhood dream, Saitama relentlessly trained for 3 years, losing all of his hairs in the process. Now, Saitama is so powerful that he can defeat any enemy with just one punch. However, having no one capable of matching his strength has led Saitama to an unexpected problem. He is no longer able to enjoy the thrill of battling and has become quite bored. One day, Saitama catches the attention of a 19-year-old cyborg Genos, who witnesses his powers and wishes to become Saitama's disciple. Genos proposes that the two join the Hero Association in order to become certified heroes that will be recognized for their positive contributions to the society. Saitama, who is shocked that no one knows who he is, quickly agrees. Meeting new allies and taking out new foes, Saitama embarks on a new journey as a member of the Hero Association to experience the excitement of battle he once had. On the 8th number, the anime name is Mob Psycho 100. 8th grader Shigeo Kageyama has tapped into his inner wellspring of psychic prowess at a young age. But the power quickly proves to be a liability when he realizes the potential danger in his skills. Choosing to suppress his power, Mob's only present use for his ability is to impress his longtime crush, Tsubomi, who soon grows bored of the same tricks. In order to effectuate control on his skills, Mob enlists himself as under the wing of Arataka Reigin, a con artist claiming to be a psychic, who exploits Mob's powers for pocket change. Now exorcising evil spirits on command has become a part of Mob's daily life. However, the psychic energy he exerts is barely the tip of the iceberg. If his vast potential and unrestrained emotions run berserk, a cataclysmic event that will render him completely unrecognizable will be triggered. The progression towards Mob's explosion is rising, and attempting to stop it is futile. On the 7th number, the anime name is Jojo's Bizarre Adventures. Jojo's Bizarre Adventure follows the story of the Joestar family, who are possessed with intense psychic strength, and the adventures each member encounters throughout their lives. Chronicles the struggle of the cursed Joestar bloodline against the forces of evil. Beginning in 1880, Part 1 follows Jonathan Joestar as he matures with and eventually combats his adoptive brother, the cunning and merciless Theo Brando. Set in 1938, Part 2 follows the misadventures of Joseph Joestar, the grandson of Jonathan Joestar, as he masters the Ripple in order to combat hostile, ancient super beings named as Pillar Men, creators of the Stone Mask. Part 3 follows Jotaro Kujo and his group as they journey from Tokyo to Cairo to save his mother's life by defeating his family's resurrected enemy, Dio. The story goes so on and so forth for the many parts that are out and are yet to come out in JoJo's franchise. It is an exciting adventure following Joestar family with a unique power system of Hammond in first 2 parts and then stands in all next parts. Definitely JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is worth your time.
やつだ。 巨人だ。
On the 6th number, the anime name is Attack on Titan. Centuries ago, mankind was slaughtered to near extinction by monstrous humanoid creatures called as Titans, forcing humans to hide in fear behind enormous concentric walls. However, the fragile calm is soon shattered when a colossal titan manages to breach the supposedly impregnable outer wall. reigniting the fight for survival against the man-eating titans. After witnessing a horrific personal loss at the hands of an invading creature, Eren Yeager dedicates his life to their eradication by enlisting into the Survey Corps, an elite military unit that combats the merciless humanoids outside the protection of the walls. Eren, his adopted sister Mikasa Ackerman, and his childhood friend Armin joins the brutal war against the Titans and race to discover a way of defeating them before the last walls are breached. On the 5th number, the anime name is Hunter x Hunter 2011. As the overwhelming favorite of the ranker poll, Hunter x Hunter is well deserving of its top spot. This series originally aired in Japan in 1999 before a hard reboot in 2011 that only hit English airwaves in 2016. As such, it is at the forefront of many anime fans' minds and is one of the most prominent shonen anime right now. Hunter x Hunter follows best friends Gon Freaks and Killua Zoldyck as each of the pairs journey to become a hunter, just like Gon's estranged father. The series has caught up to the manga's current source material, but fans are gonna get next chapter soon as the writer is back in action after 5 years of long hiatus.
なぜそんなに時計を気になさってるんですか？
ああ、これはですね、キラだから。
On the 4th number, the anime name is Death Note. Death Note features the teen genius Light Yagami and his discovery of the infamous book named as Death Note. This book allows its owner to kill anyone with the condition that the author knows both the face and the name of the victim. Light's vigilant work attracts the attention of local authorities, most notably the detective L, making his crusade against the criminals of Japan all more difficult. While 37 episodes may seem minimal in comparison to other series listed on this list, Death Note manages to tell a very compelling story and is one of the best single-season anime you will ever see. And yeah, Death Note falls under shonen genre if you didn't know.
じゃあなんで？
この俺はいずれ火影の名を受け継いで、んでよ、先代のどの火影をも超えてやるんだ。
On the 3rd number, the anime is Naruto. It should come out as no surprise to see one of the most popular anime series of all time on this list. As Naruto ranks 6th among all shonen series of all time, Naruto's journey from orphan to hopeful Hokage has many bumps along the road, but is one all viewers can relate to in some form. He takes many losses on the road to success, which helps explains the show's great rewatch value. Naruto is a shinobi who has been cursed with great powers at the cost of losing his parents and being socially outcast long before he has ever had a chance to know them. The world building of Naruto is spectacular, as the characters, costumes and ninjutsu all still remains very relevant in the world of pop culture nearly 20 years after its first episode aired. Definitely Naruto is worth watching, and it is also an anime used as a starting point for many people to get into the anime world.
今世は大海賊時代。ひょんなことからくるくるの実を食べて天パになった主人公銀さんは、全てを金で解決するために海賊王の秘宝を探す旅に出る。
成金王に俺はなる。
2年後、ジャボンディ諸島で再会した3人はついに天下一中任ハンターヒーロー試験を受けるのだったが、
On the 2nd number, the anime name is Gintama. In the early 17th century, Japan adopted strict isolation policies and severed almost all ties with foreign countries. In 1853, the US fleet commanded by Admiral Perry forced the doors open, leading to a modernization of nations' socio-political systems and eventually fall of the shogunate. The samurai regime ended its life with the imperial restoration in 1868. That's what history tells. But in Gintama, that's not what happens. Instead of the US fleet, the country is stormed by the spaceships coming from four corners of the universe, and soon we see it occupied by extraterrestrials. The shogunate has become a puppet of alien occupation armies. All samurais have been disarmed and reduced to temp workers with no skills who just try to make end meet. Gintama is a story of a handyman named as Gintoki, a samurai with no respect for rules set by the invaders, who's ready to take any job to survive. He and his gang, however, are also among the very few who has not forgotten the moral of the swordman. Wherever they go, all they do is create troubles. Troubles that they of course try to solve, but in reality, all they do is make the situation much more difficult.
なんだお前
俺はモンキー D ルフィよろしく。
And on the next number, the anime, I know of course you guessed it, is One Piece. Goldie Roger was known as the Pirate King, the strongest and the most infamous being to have sailed the Grand Line. The capture and execution of Roger by the world government brought a change throughout the world. His last words before his death revealed the existence of the greatest treasure in the world, the One Piece. It was this revelation that brought about the grand age of pirates, men who dreamed of finding One Piece, which promises an unlimited amount of riches and fame, and quite possibly the pinnacle of glory and the title of the Pirate King. In this world enters Monkey D. Luffy, a 17-year-old boy who defies your standard definition of a pirate. Rather than a popular persona of a wicked, hardened, toothless pirate ransacking villages for fun, Luffy's reason for being a pirate is one of the pure wonders. The thought of an exciting adventure that leads him to intriguing people and ultimately the promised treasure. Following into the footsteps of his childhood hero, Luffy and his crew travels across the Grand Line, experiencing crazy adventures, unveiling dark mysteries, and battling strong enemies, all in order to reach the biggest fortune of all time, the One Piece. And that's for today's video, guys. That was the list of top 25 best shonen animes of all time. Let me know your favorite shonen anime out of this list into the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I post daily anime content about top 10 top 5 listings, anime reviews, recommendations, news theories, and all sorts of anime content on daily basis. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and that was it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.